So here are the yuca fries, the final product, and then you're just going to garnish them and flavor them with some scallions. Would you like some? Just gonna taste the cassava. Habiba. This is my beautiful daughter Mariam, and today we are going to be cooking some tropical food. So the next time you go to your grocery store, please look out and explore all the fruits and vegetables that you haven't tried before. This would probably be ideal for lunch or dinner for all those vegetarians out there, or for anyone who's considered trying some vegetarian food or would like to just get healthy and lose some weight. We all need to lose some weight, so I've got with me some cassava, which some people call yucca. We eat this in West Africa and also much of the Caribbean. Next I have some cilantro, and this is some fresh cilantro that we got from the Asian market in near Raleigh, in an Asian market near Raleigh, and this is very fresh and fragrant. And this will go on top of our stir fry. Scallions, and scallions are very inexpensive, and scallions do not have to be cooked. All you have to do is dice them finely, and then you sprinkle them on top of your meal. Next we also have some Chinese eggplant. These are a little bit more tasty, I think, than the American eggplant. These are a lot longer, a lot skinnier, and they don't take long to cook. All you have to do is dice them and a quick stir fry or steam, and they're done. Next we have some bean sprouts, and these can also be eaten raw. You can just sprinkle them on the stir fry when it's done. They're very crunchy, nutritious. Typical bell peppers, green peppers. Also have some onions, and we're going to put this in the stir fry. We also have your typical broccoli, nothing's fancy, just broccoli. And of course, no tropical meal or Caribbean or African meal would be complete without some plantain. So I'm just going to fry some plantain. So first thing I'm going to do is peel these yuca fries, and they're not hard to peel. All you need is a good peeler, and you basically just go ahead and go along the length of the yuca. And it's interesting, apparently yuca, if not eaten or prepared properly, can actually be poisonous. So underneath the skin, or the first layer, if not removed properly, actually has cyanide. So you can get a significant cyanide poisoning with this if it's not properly peeled and properly boiled or cooked before you eat it. We're going to boil some water, and she's going to put some water and salt, about a teaspoon of salt in the water, which is how I'm going to boil the yuca for about 5 minutes. Here we go, and this is what it looks like on the inside. It's nice and white and very kind of fleshy. And I remember as a kid being offered this in Africa, and I don't remember anybody dying of cyanide poisoning, but I will tell you, it is dangerous to eat this raw. So please don't eat this raw. It has to be cooked properly. Just like that, and then you're going yuca. You can cut it in 2 or cut it in 4, but it's usually easier just to cut the pieces in 2 and boil them, because you have a fibrous center that will need to be removed, and it comes off so easily once you've boiled it. So for now, we're just going to cut it in 2 like this. The boiling hot water, and we're just going to do this for about 5 minutes. We've got hot water and salt in here. And once this is a little bit soft, like a potato, then we will take it out and fry it. We're going to get ready and make our stir fry. So we're going to start our stir fry. Mariam's going to put a little bit of oil into a hot pan. Go ahead. And this is peanut oil. You can use any other oil. You want to do this? Go ahead, yeah, you can cut it. Go ahead, cut it, go ahead. I think it's important to have the kids in the kitchen with you because they need to learn how to do this. Alright, so Mariam is cutting our eggplant and we have one more. Go ahead, cut off the head. And garlic is very, very good for you, so I really encourage you to use as much garlic in your cooking as possible. It's very heart healthy and it's good for your digestion as well, and good for cardiovascular disease. So use as much garlic as possible. And I love the flavor. So there you go, I have my coarsely chopped garlic. You check on your cassava, and again, you know, you want to make sure that you don't cook it too soft, but you want to make sure that it is soft enough for a fork to go through it. So this is almost done, but not quite. So I'm just going to let this do for a few more minutes. You always put last because it doesn't take long to cook. So once all the other vegetables are done, then we'll add the broccoli last. So I always cut it from the stalks first so that it doesn't waste or shred the broccoli. The broccoli all chopped up, and that's going to sit to the side. I'm soaking after washing the cilantro, and again that will get chopped up and put on the stir fry. It doesn't have to be cooked. We also have our bean sprouts, and that's been washed, and that will sit for a few minutes until we're all done. Also to the stir fry, we're going to add our Scotch bonnet or habanero peppers. Now the best way to get the flavor without getting too much pepper is just to throw it in the pot whole and not cut it. But if you like a lot more heat, then you can dice them. Another option is to try some Thai chili peppers, which look like this. These are also very flavorful, but today I'm going to use habanero peppers. Okay. So I'm just cutting up the scallions, which we'll use to garnish and to flavor the yuca fries. You just want to coarsely chop this. You know, you don't want the pieces too small. And I'll go halfway up the stalks. So I think our yuca fries should be boiled well enough. I'm going to turn off the fire and be careful not to burn yourself. What's important is because we're going to fry them, we're going to need to drain them. So once they're boiled, you're going to put them on a paper towel to drain. So as you can see, my fork goes in easily, and then I'm going to lift it up and put it on a plate that has a paper towel on it. And this will allow it to drain and also to partially dry. So as you can see, this piece has the fibrous piece on it that I was telling you about. That will need to come off. So I'm just going to set this aside to cool off a little bit and also to drain. And then you can basically split them open and take off the fibrous piece in the middle and then lightly fry. Add our vegetables to the pan that has a little bit of oil in it. Your coarsely chopped vegetables will just go easily in. And this is a lot of vegetables, so this is very healthy. Mariam's staring it for me. To the vegetables, we're going to add our seasoning because we want a little bit of flavor, and just a little bit of salt. So this is so now that we've got all our vegetables, or most of them, in the pot, I'm going to cover it for about 3 to 5 minutes until it's almost done, al dente. Then I'll add the broccoli and the other vegetables. So there you go. Once I've cut it, there's the fibrous piece in the middle, and you take that out either with your fingers or gently with a knife, and be careful not to cut yourself. There you go. This will come out. It's very fibrous. You take this part out, and there you have your nice neat pieces that are ready to fry. So this is the yuca after you've taken out the veins in the middle, and now it's ready to fry. And you just gently immerse it in the very hot oil. And what you're trying to get is a very crispy outer layer with a soft center. And be very careful not to burn yourself. Yuca fries, you can see it's kind of a golden yellow orange, and we're just going to put some on the plate. And that looks nice and crispy. Drain off the oil a little bit. So here are the yuca fries, the final product, and then you're just going to garnish them and flavor them with some scallions. And I might lose a few. Okay. Water was salty, so hopefully it wasn't. It's not too bland. But it'll take you back to childhood. You probably remember eating cassava. Right?
Oh yeah.
Right?
Good stuff.
So our stir fry is almost done. The eggplant is pretty much almost done. I'm going to add our broccoli to that. And as we all know, broccoli takes literally 2 minutes. You don't want to overcook it. You know, it's not about soggy vegetables. You want them kind of crunchy. That way you still retain all the vitamins. So I'm going to add the broccoli, and to that I'm going to add some hoisin sauce. You can get this in any Asian store or store that sells ethnic food. So I'm just going to add that to the broccoli. And once this is done, we will sprinkle on the cilantro. Chop our cilantro, and that's going to get sprinkled over the stir fry, which is pretty much done. Okay. So I'm going to add the cilantro on top of our stir fry. It really doesn't have to be cooked. I'm going to turn off the fire. And now I'm going to add also the bean sprouts. And this is going to make a very delicious and filling. So here's a very quick, easy meal. There's our yuca fries, and there's the stir fry with eggplant and this is going to be so good. And of course I might have adding some eel to this because I wanted some protein along with the vegetables. So here's some eel, and that looks amazing and is going to taste amazing. Would you like some? Just gonna taste the cassava.